It's very important for a lot of people that, take for granted what an actual goal is and understanding what SMART goals are, specific, measurable, achievable, right, realistic, and time bound. Like you got to factor all those things in to actually have a goal that you can actually obtain. And at the same time, you got to be able to be accountable, right, and hold yourself accountable.
See, I've been falling all my life and people wonder why I'm down to earth.
This is Adversity University.
If you waiting for somebody to feel sorry for you, then you failed already.
Success is best of those who've been grounded first.
Cause ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you.
Now what are you willing to do?
The only thing that separates a winner from a loser is perseverance.
And this is Adversity University. Welcome to Adversity University Growth Talk. I am your host and licensed therapist, Coty Martin. And I am your host, national speaker and author, Coty Martin. I'm ready to have real conversation about personal growth and mental health. And I'm also ready to have real conversation about personal growth and mental health. But it all starts with emotional intelligence. My job is to simply ask the questions, have a dialogue, and connect the dots that'll help you on your journey of personal growth and mental wellness. My job is to motivate, inspire you to simply want to do and be better every single day. Just like it's two sides to every story, I also believe that there's two sides to every human, okay? The side that's mediocre and the side that's great. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't put on this earth to be mediocre. I was born to be great. So if the conversation ain't about growth or greatness, we ain't got nothing to talk about. All right, let's get into it. So, Adversity University is a life skill education platform for personal growth and guidance, right? And our mission is to enhance lives through personal growth and development, mental health and wellness, and emotional support and stability. In doing so, we do it with online education, personal and professional workshops and trainings, youth development, family development, speaking engagements, panel discussions, mixers, what have you. Our motto is to partner with the community to empower the community. And our goal is to save, heal, and grow mentally and emotionally 1 million families. And to do so, obviously, we have to tap into and partner with the community to empower the community. What we like to call Adversity University is the actual generational blessing, because most people talk about the problem, but nobody actually has the solution. And over here at Adversity University, we actually have a solution, and we're seeing positive results constantly on an ongoing basis. And again, our mission is to teach and promote positive and thinking living habits that will ultimately lead to a successful life with positive outcomes. And, that's the goal, right? Positivity. I mean, we can sit into, negative spaces and we can stay there, or we can focus on the solution and let success be the goals. And, we could talk about success being that goal, and success is, subjective. It's not all the way about monetary gains, and it's not always about those things that are tangible. However, if you set a goal and you actually accomplish those things, that's success to me. And the more you set goals that you can actually accomplish, you can continue to set those, focus on being able to accomplish those, and then eventually you'll get out of those negative spaces and places and reach the heights that you tend to want to reach. But it's all about consistency, right? But we'll get into that a little bit further. All right, so where have we been? Man, we've been fortunate enough to travel the country, doing corporate trainings, again, personal and professional workshops and actual trainings, working with different corporations and organizations, doing youth development, family development, professional development, and we also work with individuals. We've actually developed an actual framework and a curriculum that is designed to strengthen the mental and the emotional well-being of an individual, and is actually worked well with groups. So in doing that, we're able to reach more people, from the masses versus just only working with individuals. And we work with everybody, but again, our goal is to save, heal, and grow 1 million families. So the best way to do that is to work within the masses. So we actually have a trainer model that we train, and we facilitate. We train those trainers to be able to facilitate the framework and the curriculum to large groups to be able to help them heal and grow from a mental and emotional standpoint. So how it started, Man, it's crazy because this framework, again, we're able to travel across the country. We partner with different school districts, different corporations, organizations, sport organizations, youth centers, nonprofit organizations. We actually, again, has a solution to an actual problem, and we're getting positive results everywhere that we go. So why is this important to the community? Because I said earlier that adversity university is the actual generational blessing. Because we can talk about the generational curse that plagues our community, but when we want the actual solution to it, nobody's coming up with that. So I decided to actually coin the phrase the generational blessing because, again, it is giving results, whether it's from a youth standpoint to, academic, behavior-wise, just doing it, being better every single day. Even when you're talking about adults, it helps, and it helps them just grow personally and professionally, just so that they can excel and just do the things that they just want to do, whether it's on a job or whether it's personally in your house or whether it's, actually, in your business. Like people are actually growing. But to just think that this whole platform was created from an idea. And that idea is a book, right? And the book is titled Passport to Life, Journey to a Positive Mindset. So I think it's important I think it's very important to really, let me just show the people. This is we got hardback as well as the paperback covers, which we sell more of. But what is Passport to Life? So if I can describe Passport to Life to you, as it relates to your question and what is Passport to Life, I would say that it's a self-help, motivational, and inspirational book for growth and guidance, right? It's an actual growth tool, right? I like to say that it's kind of like a life coach that's in your pocket, right? That's gonna help you get through those negative spaces and places as it pertains to life and what you're going through, just to kind of put things into proper perspective when you're going through that so that you can become a little bit more self-motivated on a day-to-day basis, right? I teach about, goal setting, right? A lot of people, they set goals, which I just call dreams if you ain't putting actions to them, but a lot of people set goals and they just kind of want to skip the process, set a goal and just get to the end of that goal, and they just really not working towards the actual goal and trying to accomplish that goal. So it's very important for a lot of people that, take for granted what the actual goal is and understanding what SMART goals are, specific, measurable, achievable, right, realistic, and time-bound. Like you have to actually, put all those things into, you got to factor all those things in to actually have a goal that you can actually obtain. And at the same time, you got to be able to be accountable, right, and hold yourself accountable. We don't always have somebody to hold us accountable, so how do we, teach ourselves accountability? How do we evaluate ourselves and be accountable for these goals that we say we actually want to accomplish? Okay, and what is it what is it designed to do? So we teach, positivity from a motivational, inspirational aspect, just to kind of make you reflect on life, right? It's not really designed to read one time and put down. It's designed to just kind of read, look at over and over again when you're going through specific things, right? Because again, it put things in perspective, right? We all need to kind of, a self-check every now and then or get somebody to check us, but it just put things in perspective because sometimes we fall into these negative spaces and we have these negative thoughts and it's kind of hard to get out of them, right? And I'll just be open and honest and transparent, even with the book. How the book even came about is I wrote the book while in a space that I kind of needed to get out of, right? And it did really well, which allowed us to create a framework in the curriculum around the actual book. So it is a tool. It's a growth tool. It's a tool that helps you grow. The book in itself. So since the book did so well, imagine what the whole curriculum doing, and this is why we pushing and promoting it, period, right? It's Passport to Life, Journey to a Positive Mindset. It's designed to get you out of those negative spaces and to kind of reframe those negative thoughts and feelings and emotions and become more self-motivated and positive with the direction that you're going. And it's important to add goal setting to that, because now that you're digging yourself out of a negative space and place, you can actually set a goal that can help you. You can actually set a goal that you can actually reach, right? And hold yourself accountable while on that journey to setting that goal. And everybody's not going to hit a home run every single time. It's not realistic just to say that you go 100% of the time accomplish every single thing that you want to do. But like I like to say when I'm working with folks, it's about setting that target goal, right? And if you have something of substance, action steps that actually allow you and help you to accomplish these goals, you'll get close to it. You're not going to get a bullseye every single time, but you'll get close to it. And getting closer to it, you'll learn more, right? You'll know things that you need to do next time to get even closer to that bullseye that you're trying to get to. So it's real important in that regard just to kind of, stay locked in to do it. Again, it's designed to be like a, like a life coach, right in your pocket. You can pull it out your bag, flip through the book, actually dig in and dive in so that you can get the necessary reflections and information that you need in that moment just to kind of push through. What about the breakdown? So as we look into the books, we understand that the book there's 3 sections of the book. Can you elaborate on that? Can you explain what those 3 sections, just break down the books as it relates to the sections of the book? So if I can break down the 3 sections of the book, so the book is broken down into like 3 sections, right? So the first section is the motivational quotes and the inspirational passages, right? And again, that's just designed to motivate you, right? Allow you to process information, self-reflect, and put things in proper perspective. So we got about 27 of those, right? Then we got section 2, which is, how to set effective goals, which it gives you the whole breakdown on setting goals, how to set a personal mission statement, breaking down the SMART goals, the S, the M, the A, the R, the T. It's breaking down all of those things and giving you actual examples of how to set those goals and what it means to, be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, like what it means, and giving you actual examples. And then on the third one, I have actual action plans in the book, right? That's the third section. And I give you an actual example of how to set a goal, write that goal, right? And the evaluation portion of that goal. So it really breaks down everything how it needs to be broken down. I'm a big fan of, taking down those barriers to allowing people to get the help that they need. So anything that from the book, from the curriculum, the whole platform is easy to read, number one, but it's easy to receive, digest, and apply to your life. Again, we're trying to knock down those barriers that's kind of be in front of us that prevents us from growing and getting to that next stage and level of our lives. So, that's really, really important. I felt the need to break those things, simplify things and break it down just like that. So you can consider that it's a growth tool that teaches motivation, inspiration, as well as promotes accountability. Yes, it's an actual growth tool. It's a growth tool that gives motivation and teach accountability. Whether you're talking about a young person or an adult, most people don't hold themselves accountable, or they're just not accountable, period. And it's not a knock at anybody. It's not no fault of their own. But if you're not taught these things and it's not a constant habit, right, that you're practicing. We all know that it takes 21 days to get rid of an old habit and to form a new habit. So that's why I preach faith, focus, and consistency, right? Because it's about, like you say, having faith in the things that you want to accomplish, that you can actually obtain those and that they can actually come true. But you got to focus on that thing. And you got to be consistent on that thing, right? Because if you're consistent on something, anything, eventually success going to be right there, right around the corner. Because if you stay on something long enough, eventually that thing is going to happen or it's going to come to pass. That's just reality. So it's just about being, staying motivated, staying encouraged, right? And just kind of staying driven, understanding those 3 levels, how you break those levels down. Level 1 is that drive level, right? Level 2 is that pit stop fork in the road. Level 3 is that achievement level. So we got levels of life that we just got to kind of get through. And we got to be real with ourselves and knowing where we at, right? We don't have all the answers. We don't know everything, but we can get the answers. We can learn everything. We just got to be willing to learn and surround yourself around the right people that can help you learn those things, accomplish those things, reach new heights, right? If you're around the same people all your life and they're not growing, then what do you think you're doing, right? You're stagnant too. You're not growing. So our idea is to plant the seeds, right? Plant the seeds so that those flowers can grow and sprout, right? And let that flower plant another seed and let that flower plant another seed. And eventually we'll have a community of individuals that's really all about growing. And that's that village, right? It takes a village. It absolutely takes a village. And we're trying to heal a nation, right? And we're trying to make an impact, a global impact, nation impact, a national impact, and a global impact. And in doing that, we have to partner with the community. We have to give people the tools and skills that they need to navigate the spaces of life. We actually have to do the work. It's not just going to happen. It's not nothing that you can look at a YouTube clip or IG clip, TikTok clip. It's not nothing that you could just get the answers from a clip. It's something that you have to apply every single day. So read and reflect and apply. I mean, that's just really what it boils down to. You understand? So, yeah, so that's what, Passport to Life is. This is the reason why Adversity University even exists, because it's about growth tools, providing people with the opportunities to do and be better every single day. And if they have certain shortcomings, it's okay. I like to create a community of people that can admit these shortcomings so that everybody can know that we're not perfect. Perfection don't exist. We do have issues. We do have trauma. We have things that we need to work through and understand. We need to tighten up in our relationships. We need to tighten up as parents. We need to tighten up as business owners. We need to tighten up as co-workers. And if we all on the same page and understanding that and not trying to walk around like we got all the answers or that we perfect or that we just don't have no issues, if we understand that and we all on the same page, we'll get to where we need to get to as a community. And this is the generational blessing that we continue to preach on, right? We could talk about the problems all day, but who's talking about the solutions? We are talking about the solution. This is why we on this podcast right now. This is why it's called Growth Talk. Because if we're not talking about growth, then what we talking about? You understand? So I'll just leave it at that. I'll give the floor back to you. So, because here at Adversity University, Growth Talk, right? And we're just going to talk about just this podcast. We're going to have multiple seasons. The goal is to complete 3 seasons, right? And let me just explain this journey that we're about to go through. I'll give you a little bit more insight as to strengthening your mental and your emotional stability, as well as encouragement and motivation just to do and be better every single day. But we're going to actually take you on a journey. So each episode that you tune into, we utilize an actual framework as it relates to Passport to Life, as it relates to unlock your greatness. Because again, we all have greatness within us. We all just need to be pulled up out of us. And so we're going to take it through just these different levels. Meek Mill said it best. It's levels to this, right? And it's true. It's levels to it. So I believe everything is breaking down. I break everything down into 3s. There's always a beginning, middle, and the end of something. But as it pertains to life, we have 3 levels, right? We have that start, right? That start of the journey. That's that drive phase, right? Then we have level 2, which is that fork in the road, right? Which is the pit stop, I like to call it, because most of us, we're stuck in that fork in the road, but it's just a pit stop, meaning that it's temporary. We're only here for a short time. We may make some few mistakes, but we're here for a short period of time just to learn from those mistakes and grow. And then we have level 3 is that actual achievement stage where we're focusing on our legacy. And that's the most important stage because once we're there, then we actually arrived, right? Like we in a space and place that we actually need to be in from a mental and emotional standpoint. But it takes the journey to actually get there. Yes, we're going to always start someplace and we're going to get to a place where we're confused and we don't know whether we're doing the right thing or we're doing the wrong thing, and we don't always have the right guidance. We don't always have the proper support or mentorship to tell us, hey, man, you're on the right path. Sometimes we got to learn from making mistakes, and it's okay. But what you can't do is sit into those negative spaces when you make those mistakes and start feeling sorry for yourself and thinking that you're a failure. Failure doesn't exist if you don't quit. You know what I mean? So never look at anything as a loss. Always look at it as a lesson. Anything that you make a mistake or you fall short on, you can always learn from those things as long as you're willing to. So the things that we go through are simply designed to grow through, but we all just have to be willing to grow, right? And that's pretty much it. So even with this podcast, and as far as growth talk, if we're not talking about growth, then we shouldn't be talking, right? It's all about growth and greatness, but life is about evolution, right? So when we talk about evolution, when we grow, you grow. When you grow, we grow, and we're growing together. And that's very important, even the journey that we're about to take you on now. Right now, you're seeing me interview, right? And having these dialogues and these conversations with myself, right? Because I believe that we all need to have these dialogues and conversations with ourselves, because we do have that devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, and more times than not, that devil wins, right? So we're trying to change the narrative, because if we teach ourselves to have these positive conversations, and when the negativity kind of creeps up, how to dig ourselves out of those negative spaces, we're going to be better as people, right? So, just again, speaking on just evolution, we're starting a journey as it relates to this podcast, and we speaking on the topics that actually need to be spoken to, and giving you motivation and inspiration, whether it's personal experiences, whether it's professional experiences. You'll get the insight that you need just to think a little bit better, just to feel a little bit better, and just to be a little bit more motivated, right? So each of these topics are designed to, be healthy in the way that you think of negative thoughts and feelings and emotions, and process that information, but take that information as you're processing it and become a little bit more self-motivated just to do and be better. So again, as we go through these journeys, you're looking at me interview myself, but the next phase of this is to be able to interview those influencers, to be able to interview those actual celebrities. And it's going to happen, right? Because it's all about manifestation. You speak it, it's going to happen, as long as you believe it, right? But it takes faith, focus, and consistency. Faith, right? In the things that you want to accomplish, you're actually going to accomplish those things. And you got to focus on the task at hand. You can't be too distracted, right? But also, it's about the consistency. How consistent can you be in that dream and that goal that you're actually trying to accomplish? How consistent can you be in making that thing come to pass? Well, we're about to see. And that's the purpose of growth talk. We're talking about growth. The things that we want to accomplish, let's be faithful of that. The things that we're actually faithful over, let's focus on that thing and be consistent with the actual actions that it's going to take to accomplish these things. So, this is the introduction to, Growth Talk Podcast, just so you can understand where we're going with this and what you're going to get out of this. It's hugely beneficial. I definitely recommend that you subscribe. You stay tuned. You lock in with us. Subscribe, like, share with a friend. Everybody could benefit from this. Again, we partner with the community to empower the community. So let's work together. Let's create this village, right? It takes a village, right, to raise a child, and it takes a village to heal a nation. So let's go ahead and make this happen, all right? So this is Growth Talk with Coty Martin, and I'll see you on the other side. Because if we ain't talking about growth or greatness, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
When perseverance will meet adversity, then success is right around the corner. You just gotta be willing to keep going. This is Adversity University. What's your plan? You gonna keep your feet planted, or you gonna keep your feet moving? And success is the next step. Now what you gonna do? Adversity University.